Well, hello everyone. Sorry for the couple of minutes delay. I was wondering which buttons to click here to make this thing happen. So glad you could join me today for Facebook Live. James Geiger, MD here, the OilMD. I'm about to teach you about aromatherapy. I don't particularly like that term too much anymore because aromatic science is so much more appropriate. And you'll understand why as I get into the business aspects of this, the educational aspects of essential oils. So I have a YouTube channel. It's called James Geiger on YouTube, of course, and that's where this will be posted in a couple weeks from now. So that's where you'll be able to see it again if it isn't saved adequately on this thing, YouTube that is. The last Facebook Live I did was on diffusion and topical and ingestion of essential oils. I thought that went pretty well. But what we're going to do today is something radically different. Several weeks ago, my wife Cheryl and I went to Salt Lake City to doTERRA, and we got convention kits. So I'm going to do what some people do on YouTube when they're unboxing their new iPhones and things like that, the unboxing. But I'm not only going to unbox, I'm going to open these bottles and open these products and explain to you the aromatic science that goes with them and about them. Even the deodorant. How exciting that's going to be for you. But I have one product that I'd like to start with, which I think is just absolutely fascinating, and that's this kids kit. Kids oils, already pre-mixed. You know, years ago I had my own blends of oils, and they were all in roller balls, and those roller balls kind of looked like these, you know, roller balls. But these kids bottles, wait till you see what's this little thing. They have their own little carrying case with this big mega zipper on it. I already opened that up. And inside it, when you get it, is a little flip chart for kids. I think it's so cool. And then they have all these carabiners that they can use to clip these on their backpacks and take them around with them wherever they go. And they have body, mind, spirit affirmations associated with each of these, which makes them so totally awesome and unique. They have terms like thinker, rescuer, brave, calmer, stronger, steady, and they're divided up into body, mind, heart, which makes them totally unique and totally special for little kids. The thing that I love about this is the oils that are in them. When you think about thinker, it has rosemary in it, and rosemary's been known for a long time for memory. I mean, ever since, even Shakespeare wrote about rosemary and memory, which I think is fascinating. It also has vetiver in it. But the ones that really catch my attention is this one Brave. Where's Brave? Brave. I gotta smell. Courage blend. That's a real heart kind of guy. And Brave has wild orange and cinnamon. And cinnamon's been shown in the literature to be really awesome also for keeping down bacteria and things like that. So, we need to be brave in this day and time. Some of the things I see as an anesthesiologist, you need to be brave with your oils. I love the smell of that cinnamon. What else we got? We got Calmer. Calmer has lavender in it. Of course, you'd figure lavender would be in one for calming. And they can smear it pretty much anywhere except for on mucous membranes. Safe as can possibly be, and all natural, certified pure, therapeutic grade. And we're going to get into the oil effect and why doTERRA's certified pure therapeutic grade are what you want for your child, and nothing but doTERRA's certified pure and therapeutic grade, because there's so many other things out there that aren't that in this industry as far as the aromatherapy essential oils products. Steady is a grounding blend, and it has fir in it, balsam fir. And when you think about being grounded and being rooted and grounded, trees, big trees are rooted and grounded and really steady. And unless you got a hurricane coming along, and then you're going to need more than oils, I think. But that one's just rich as rich can be. I love it. It also has magnolia, which we're going to see the magnolia roller ball is rich in which one is it now? Magnolia is rich in the one specific linalool, not the linalool acetate. We'll get back to that one in a little bit. Then we also have Thinker. Thinker we did already, and we have Rescuer. Now Rescuer has copaiba in it, and lavender and spearmint. And I think that that really is remarkable in the thing of it for, you know, Rescuer being the idea that it's heart and goes well with steady, and it's soothing. And that's what you need when you need to be rescued, something soothing. And I think that's sweet how they have these affirmations for kids: thinker, calmer, stronger, rescuer, braver, steady. And then they have their own little flip charts, kids flip charts. Trying to reconnect, your video has been paused. There's one right there. Well, anyway, I got to keep going. So, let's talk about the other products that are in here. The copaiba. Copaiba is really fascinating. Remember last time when I spoke with you, I had copaiba in the oil bottle, and that was really different and unique in that it was essential oils pure, but now they have copaiba in the capsules. And the thing that they've done with the capsules, which is really unique, is they've changed it to soft gels without cargin in it. Now cargin has been a bugaboo for some people for so long because of some ingredient in it and what they think it does to the body, but doTERRA has decided just to take it out so nobody has any complaints about it. So the soft gel capsules that contain the copaiba oil have no carrageenan, which makes it beautiful. These are, when you read the label, it says, you know, 2, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. It's a very powerful antioxidant, and it works on a total review of systems. I know, shut off, that's a shame. Trying to reconnect. We're going to have to do this anyway and keep on moving. So, when you're reviewing your body's systems, you can think of copaiba as being good for the cardiovascular system, the immune system, the digestive system, the respiratory system, the nervous system. I've named almost all of them, and I could keep going. It's similar to Melissa and black pepper oil in terms of its content of beta-caryophyllene, which is an awesome terpene. A lot to be said about the copaiba, but no more at this moment, because I'm going to move on to green mandarin. Green mandarin in the kit is this special bottle. It's a Citrus nobilis, so it's another one of doTERRA's citrus products. And I'm going to try and reconnect anyway. Okay, I'm hoping that we are live again. I'm not sure why the product decided to turn off, but we're live again, and I'm going to try and roll it again with the OilMD teaching about oils. I was just bringing up the topic of green mandarin, Citrus nobilis. And I think it's awesome because it's rich in limonene and gamma terpene. There's a lot of synergy between these two different terpenes in this product that work on your neurons or neurons, as some people say, working in the periphery to help those neurons not be agitated and irritated. If you've got some skin paresthesias and things like this, this can help tune it down. And the thing that's beautiful about this citrus is no furanocoumarins in it. Furanocoumarins are the one that cause the sun photosensitivity. And I think that's what really makes it really interesting in that regard, because it's one of the only ones that technically could be good in the sun in spite of the others not being good in the sun. Put them where the sun don't shine. This one you can probably use that way. It's made from the immature fruit, which makes a whole new industry, because usually when they're taking the mandarin fruits, they're waiting for them like you see in the market where it's just, they're nice and yellow. Well, they take the green ones and harvest the oil from those and put a new purpose to them. So you can get the limonene, limone, and gamma terpene. Let's do another product. Let's do turmeric before this thing shuts down again. Better not. Turmeric, or that's the way I pronounce it, but technically it's got an R in there, and you should probably say turmeric. And you can if you want. But I think what's interesting about turmeric is that in the doTERRA product line is that it's a real example of synergy of oils and natural spices. Now that's a very important thing to consider. For me, it's been difficult to talk about synergy because I couldn't find really good examples of it in the integrative science world. But this is the perfect example of it. If you think about the spices, I mean, when you think about turmeric, what color is it? It's like flaming orange, right? And everybody thinks of it as good. It's good for brain power and anti-inflammatory because it's very high antioxidant properties, and that's a beautiful thing. But the problem is that the dried spice, that yellow spice, when you cook with it and all that, it's water soluble and it's not easily absorbed by the bod. I mean, you can take a lot of it before you get the actual coumarinoids out of it, the coumarins. And therefore, you have to find a way to synergize and accelerate the bodily absorption of the coumarinoid spice itself. Well, doTERRA's figured out how to do that by putting coumarinoids in the alpha CRS and in their deep blue so that you're getting all of the spices in the complex and in the alpha CRS along with the other ingredients that are in it. And that gives it like and when you mix it with the oil, you get like a 7-fold increase in the ability to absorb the oils. And the oil itself, it smells kind of earthy, spicy, but it's absolutely clear. It's not orange, which I thought was just fascinating, because one of the things that you do when you're looking at oils is you hold them up to the light and you look at them and you consider what they look like in bright light. Are they kind of a little yellowish, a little greenish? We're going to look at one that's really blue, and I think that's what's fascinating about some oils, that they are blue. Others are, you know, pink. Many of them are brownish tinted, but this one is clear and the spice is orange, and I think that's just fascinating because it's an example of how you can synergize oils to help absorb the actual spice product that you're looking for in order to get the benefits. Because there's a real difference between volatile and non-volatile, oils being extremely volatile, and the non-volatile products and the water-soluble and the insoluble. The thing that's beautiful about oils is they are extremely lipid-soluble, and they go into your cells in your body through the actual cell membranes to interact with various receptors in very powerful ways. And that's one of the things that I learned on Saturday when I went to a course on Essential Oil Symposium about how they can take now pictures, 3D picture models of how the oils interact inside various types of channel receptors on our cells' membranes, whether it's a gated voltage channel, a potassium channel, a calcium channel. And they have pictures of how the oils actually bind in those. Pieces of the oils bind in these things to activate them and make them do certain chemical pathways and responses in the body. And I think that's so fascinating. So remember to use your alpha CRS and your deep blue complex with your turmeric, and you'll get endovascular circulation benefits. You get healthy neurons, less susceptible to injury. You get anti-inflammatory properties associated with your joints and muscles. And you also get tremendous changes in terms of decreasing your cortisol synthesis and release. When you put oils in your mouth, it decreases your cortisol level. And that's in your saliva, and that's a known entity in the research, which I think is fascinating. So again, this is synergistic, how it works to help you absorb the dried spices that you're taking in your supplements, and using an oil as a supplement to help synergize the absorption from your bowels of that dried spice so that you get an even greater anti-inflammatory effect. Did I make that clear enough? It took me a long time to actually rethink this thing a couple of times to get the idea that, hey, this is going to be really beneficial, and it is a true example of synergy. The other thing that it does is it inhibits alpha glucosidase and alpha amylase. So through this beta or this PBR alpha stimulator so that it tells the cells to be more sensitive to insulin so that you have better glucose control, blood sugar control. So I think that's a really valuable aspect of it when you think of blood sugar. And the other thing is, from a standpoint of skin, it helps with skin blemishes. If you've got skin blemishes, a little tiny dot here or here can be a good thing for you. I've kind of outgrown teenage acne. So let's move on to another example here. This deodorant, we'll just kind of totally switch gears. doTERRA has come out with a natural deodorant, and it uses the balance formula of essential oils. Now the balance formula is really interesting. It has hoe wood and spruce wood in it, frankincense, blue tansy, and blue chamomile. So it smells really earthy, but it isn't the kind of earthy that makes you smell like you've been already working out for 4 hours and not working. I've been using this for the last 2 weeks since convention, and I really love it. Its basis is arrowroot and baking soda, all natural deodorant. Now that's really a powerful thing to have in this day and time, because we've been trying to avoid a lot of those metallic ions like aluminum and silicas and things like that. So balanced natural deodorant with baking soda and arrowroot lasts me all day, and I can get pretty worked up sometimes. So that was the balance. Let's check out this Magnolia rollerball. This Magnolia rollerball is different as a flower. It's different than the ylang-ylang and the jasmine and the what was the other one? The rose that came out. All these great floral roller balls. They're really, really interesting. But this one is slightly different in that its chemistry. It's a major monoterpene, which is linalool, unlike lavender, which is rich in linaloyl acetate. And so it's not lavender and it's not ylang-ylang, it's magnolia. My parents had this beautiful magnolia tree in their front yard for many, many years. It was huge, but it was really tall, like going on 3 stories tall. And the flowers were way up there where I couldn't get at them. But in China, where this is harvested, these flowers, they've cut the trees in such a way that they're all where these short little Chinese ladies can actually reach them and get all the flowers off of them in order to get your magnolia rollerball. Pre-mixed, stainless steel top inside. The touch technique is really good to have it for a rollerball. The interesting thing, because of that chemistry of being the linalool, it's an excellent and unique insect repellent as well. So this science of touch, doTERRA has it down with these roller balls, these touch roller balls, pre-diluted in fractionated coconut oil, so that you can get the benefits of all these different plants in a roller ball pre-diluted. Kind of like these ideas of the kids stuff, the thinker, pre-diluted for the kids, pre-diluted for adults. But frankly, like I said before, I can't get enough of this Brave with the cinnamon in it, because I'm in a lot of situations where I just need to brave up, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that's the magnolia. Let's do pink pepper now. So pink pepper, how fascinating is pink pepper? It comes from Kenya and Peru, from the fruit of the plant. It helps with healthy metabolism and boosts the immune system. Now, when I talk about boosting the immune system, I can now say it with confidence that I couldn't say before. Boosting the immune system, because there are studies now where it shows how the essential oils actually change the ratios of the cell counts of your immune system. And those are differentiated cells that go by numbers, like 4, 8, 16s, and then there are T cells and B cells and killer cells. But pink pepper boosts the immune system. It has a chemistry which is really interesting, limonene and alpha-philandrine. I think that's a really bizarre word, philandrine. But it smells fantastic. So if you want to get out of stress, think pink pepper, because it works on the neurons as calming and relaxing. And that's, in this day and time, I mean, there's just like too much stress and noise around us, noise of this world. And stress is a very powerful thing. And you don't want stress and strife in your life. So in order to be cool and be calm and be the example to others, get out your pink pepper Huff it a bunch, and you'll be there, right where you want to go. I love it. Spilled a drop. It's also really awesome for blood sugar and cholesterol management, which is something that I've been searching for in my life as I age. You know, cholesterol and lipids, you know, they kind of have a bad name, and you don't want them to be high in your bloodstream and collecting on the inside of your arteries. So if you can do things that are all natural to help manage that cholesterol and blood sugar level, I say go for it. It's like turmeric in that regard as an essential oils. And another tip, it's really good in salad dressing. Just a drop, and you're good to go. So what's next? Pomegranate oil mixed in yarrow. Now, how interesting is that for a composition? They call it a nutritive duo. Just like they had the deep blue as a complex and it had all these different spices in it. Well, this is a real complex blend because it takes oil from yarrow as an essential oil and oil from pomegranate. And why do they do that? That's a really good question, because they wanted to get it out right away after years of study and everything. And they put it into a bottle with this natural restrictor. Many of these plastic restrictors that you see in here allow the oils to come out at different rates. Some of them allow it to come out really easy, drop by drop. This is really difficult. So the next iteration of this is going to be with a dropper, a real dropper. So what I've done is I've cheated and I've taken out this restrictor in order to get it out more quickly for me. And if you look at my hand, you see the blue? Isn't that fascinating? It's like blue tansy. Really good for skin because of the chemazoline that's in it. I love that name, chemazoline. It's easy to say and it just rolls right off the tongue, chemazoline. But it doesn't make your skin blue, because once you've rubbed it in, it's just all gone, no blue. So you can put it on your face. My face isn't getting blue, is it? I don't think so. But the pomegranate oil is really unique in that it has this conjugated linoleic acid and puinic acid, and it really also has omega-5s. When you're talking about omegas, doTERRA has this IQ megas, which is a real good balance between the 3 6s and 9s, but this adds a 5, which is right up your alley when it comes to the need to manage your cholesterol and your lipids and your blood sugar. And here's another example of the synergy between the palm oil and this conjugated linoleic acid, the CLA, and the pucinic acid, between the volatiles and the non-volatiles again. The yarrow being volatile and the pomegranate being non-volatile. And so there are more pathways involved with this when it talks about working into your body and getting a bloodstream level here and an aromatic level going on here, and how that they work on your blood pressure and on your lipids, on your cardiovascular health, on your metabolic function. It increases something called TNF and decreases aponectin, which are things that fat cells tend to make when you got fat cells going on. And they are not good products made by fat cells, because fat is endocrinologically active. And so when you're using this yarrow palm, it helps to suppress some of that adverse metabolism of obesity, which is a pretty groovy thing to consider. The other thing that's good about it is that it really interacts with that inflammatory cascade to help block the inflammatory cascade, because it starts out with these irritations and inflammations, and then the body makes all these products which cause your joints to inflame and your muscles to inflame, and you have these aches and pains. But this product intercepts along various parts of that pathway, the 5 locks in particular. And I find that research truly awesome, along with the fact that this one's blue and smells great and actually tastes great. See, that's part of the beauty of this. When you look at these bottles and it says supplements facts, it means it can be taken internally. And that's one of the best ways to use this, because I mean, it's one thing to absorb this blue yarrow pomegranate oil blend. It's another thing to actually put it in a capsule and take it internally, because I think you get a more bang for your buck and it's more powerful. So that's yarrow palm, which I recommend highly. And it goes awesome with the turmeric and awesome with the pink pepper. And it also goes awesome with this other one that we're going to look at right now. What did I do with it? Did we already do green mandarin? Let's do it again, because I think that was in that other time period when it just didn't get really great action because I kept getting shut down on Facebook Live. But this looks like it's still ticking away, so keep going, iPhone. Don't give up on me. That laptop thing just was not cool. So here we are with another supplements facts, internal ingestion thing going on. Green mandarin from the immature fruit. So if you caught this once before we shut down, I'm going to say it again. It comes from the green mandarin, something that's normally thrown away and wasted. And that's what's beautiful about doTERRA and their co-impact sourcing. They find ways of using products and generating a product from it and helping a culture or a business get a new product going and get a stream of income while we get the benefit of a new oil that's rich in gamma-terpene. A lot of synergy, great for your neurons, no foramicumininoids, no risk of that sunburn photosensitivity from the oils. And it's great for respiratory issues. And so you can mix it with lime and eucalyptus. Eucalyptus being rich in 1,8-cinolol, which is awesome for your cilia in your trachea to help move out that goo that sometimes can develop when you get those little chest colds. That's why I like it and why it's written up in the literature that way, in a very special way. So that's green mandarin with limone and gamma-terpene. The synergy of those is great for your neurons, and I love this stuff. It has this fabulous scent. I love the citrus. Citrus is so good for mood. It just elevates, and it makes things feel wide open and wonderful. So, mouthwash. doTERRA's got a mouthwash, On Guard. Now the basic On Guard blend, I want to remind you, it's a protective blend, and it's got that cinnamon from the bark, wild orange from the peel of the orange, eucalyptus globulus from the leaf and twig, and rosemary from the leaf and twig. That's what's beautiful about doTERRA's labeling. You can tell what part of the plant they get the oil from. And there's no ETOH in here, which is alcohol. So they've done a nano micro encapsulation technique in order for it to stay, all the oils to stay in solution, and for it to be clear, and for it to be ingestible. When I first wrote my first book before doTERRA existed, back in, what was that, 6, 7, and 8, I was doing research on the literature. And one of the examples of ingestion at that time, because I've been taught by Jane Buckle, a wonderful British RN, but she did not believe in ingestion of oils. And I didn't either, because that's what she taught me. But I did say, seems likely to me that you should be able to ingest oils if you can gargle with mouthwash that has thymol and eucalyptol in it. Aren't those oils? And you can just, I mean, that means you're getting an ingestion of it, right? Isn't that okay? And she didn't necessarily disagree with me, but she didn't really follow the logic, and she kind of thought I should not have it in the book at all about ingestion of oils. Well, she's come around, and her third edition of Jane Buckle's clinical aromatherapy, she's now saying a little ingestion's okay. But I'm going to say today, only doTERRA is good for a little ingestion, because the problem with like the basic mouthwashes is they use petrochemicals or synthetic chemicals to put in those mouthwashes. Thymol which can come from like charcoal. Petrochemicals. They put that in mouthwash. Eucalyptol. doTERRA's had this really interesting research done on its products, which has shown basically that only the whole oil, only the whole copaiba, only the whole green mandarin actually make your cells follow certain pathways and do things properly to your receptors and your channels that are in your cells. When you start trying to dilute and then adulterate with limonene, you're shutting off certain pathways that should be open and should be magnified. And that has been proven now beyond a shadow of a doubt that there are companies that do that with their oils. But doTERRA being certified pure and therapeutic grade, They don't mess around with their oils well like that. They don't take things out of them and put other things in. They can pass other people's tests where they say, oh, well, we routinely test. It doesn't say they test every batch. It's kind of like, do you want to get on an airplane where they routinely test? Meaning, we'll test the next plane because that'll be the next routinely tested plane. No, you want every plane tested. You want every batch tested. And smaller companies can't afford to do that. And bigger companies that are just trying to make money don't do that because they're saving money by not testing every batch. doTERRA won't do that to you. They'll give you the real thing in a good bottle and in a good product that'll benefit you, along with the aromatic science. See, I didn't make this science up. I learned it by going to doTERRA meetings. And that's what's so beautiful about it. And here's a really interesting thing about mouthwash. Now, who would have known that there's a substance called MMP8? It's a degradation enzyme that is made in your mouth, and it makes your gums go lousy. It degrades gum tissue, poor dental health. So the more MMP8 you have, the worse your mouth's going to be in terms of your dental health and gum health. But this stuff decreases MMP8, which is called matrix metalloprotease. It's a collagenase. So doTERRA's MMP8 reduction is dose dependent. So the more you use of this, the less MMP8 you're going to have in your mouth, and the better your gums and teeth are going to be. I think that's a fabulous thing. And besides that, it's the protective blend. It has the blend of oils in it, which are great for protecting you from all those external things, that the bacterias that are not necessarily good, that cause dental caries. I just think it's fabulous that they come up with these kind of products. Microencapsulation, little xylitol for the sweetener, no ethanol, and it balances the pH in your mouth in a beautiful way. I think that's a fabulous concept for a mouthwash. I've already gone through a bottle of it. I love it. It's awesome. I even put it in that little water pick that I have, and I figure if it's in a, you put water in a water pick and you don't use it for a week, what's growing in the water pick? You put this stuff in it, it's going to clean out the inside of the water pick and clean your mouth. There's something possibly beneficial to that concept that you should think about. So when I say CPTG, we're talking about certified pure, we're talking about the what? What is it? It's certified that it's pure, and that's analytical, that's chemical, that's a compositional analysis, and they do that in vitro, in vivo, and now in silico. In silico is a new technique used for testing oils and metabolic pathways and phosphorylation pathways to look how the signal can be upgraded or downgraded in your pathways. And I think that's just absolutely fascinating, because it's a way of testing. And these doTERRA products are the most tested, and because they're therapeutic grade, they become the most trusted. The how and the why, we know about the mechanisms now, and the receptors and the molecular docking possibilities that go on where the oil binds in the molecules. And now we're talking about the why of the therapeutic grade, nature of it, the benefits, the biology of it, the chemistry of it, and how these promote synergism in the body between the dried products and the oil products and the supplements together. Not antagonism. We don't want antagonism in our products. We want synergism, how they work more powerfully. And synergy is not 1 + 1. Synergy is like 1 + 1 + 1 = 21. You get this multiplied action, this multiplied effect, like the 7 times benefit of using the turmeric with the alpha CRS and the deep blue. So I've been unboxing this convention kit. Here's another product that I wanted to show you. I've gone over, I think, most of the others now with but this body mist is very interesting. One thing that's interesting about the body mist, they put a little cap on, or a little spray on it, so that for ladies in particular, you can spray this thing when it's upside down, sideways, spray your back, spray your legs, twist and shout, whichever it's about. And it has some beautiful oils in it for hydrating mist and perfecting the hydration of your skin daily. Let me read to you what's in it. It's got of course, the coconut oil and the lime and the sunflower and the passion fruit and the osmanthus has a little tocopherol, bergamot, frankincense, avocado oil. It's quite a blend. I've had it on my chest just to check it out just the other day, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. And I think for you ladies who are need to have your skin hydrated, like your legs after you've shaved and things like that, beautiful. I put it on my forearms because the old guy's forearms tend to get a little bit crusty at times. I think that's a good idea for men to use it too. So if you got a guy, you might want to spritzer it on him a little bit. So, you know, we got interrupted at the beginning when I did the kids thing, and I think the kids kit is so fantastic. I'm going to do it again for those of you who might have missed it, and so that it really ends up on this video, because I think it really needs to have a special notice made about it. I think that's just so important. And then I'll get ready to describe the oil effect again, because that I think is something that everybody needs to know about this new science. So this doTERRA Kids Collection, roller balls, lots of them, all individually designed. Well, you know how mind, body, spirit is so important? Mind, body, spirit. Kids need their own affirmations. Just like adults use affirmations for that success formula, you know, I can do. Well, kids need that kind of affirmation formulas as well for their body, mind. And I think that they can have things like thinker for focus and calmer so that they can be more restful at bedtime using the lavender and ylang-ylang. That ylang-ylang is fabulous in terms of it's a harmonizing oil. It helps you get relaxed and yet focused. Focused for sleep or focused for bedtime stories. Focused on that process of winding down at the end of a busy, complicated day. Because kids' days can be pretty rough, just like yours, Mom. And you know they need to wind down. And so helping them get in harmony with the bedtime mode and relaxing with the lavender mode, I think that's really restful. You know, being a rescuer and having that soothing with the copaiba and the lavender, that's also really, really a fascinating rescuer thing for the heart, along with steady and having that grounding from the trees, the magnolia and the fir. I think steady is an awesome blend. And of course we discussed brave and strong already, the courage and the protective blends with the orange cinnamon and the strong with the cedar wood and the frankincense and rose. I mean, you think about that. I mean, even roses grow into like trees sometimes, tree-like. Then the frankincense is definitely a tree, and the cedar wood is a powerful tree. Really great for mindset, for relaxation. I mean, when you're out in the woods and you're smelling the fragrance of wood, I mean, it really does something to help calm and de-stress the body, but it's also very protective. It makes you feel stronger and re-energized when you're out in the woods. And again, that focus with the vetiver and raspberry, rosemary, peppermint and clementine helps you focus as a thinker. Imaging of oils. Real-time imaging of the absorption of oils through the skin is available now through Rama spec imaging. And that's a fascinating process. It's also available to look at molecular docking of oils and seeing how they actually bind in molecules and how they can fit into a 3D molecular structure of a molecule. And again, I just want to reiterate that doTERRA's products are certified pure and therapeutic grade. They are not diluted and then spiked with this individual chemical constituent, which can suppress your different metabolic pathways like phosphorylation. You know, and you want something that doesn't interact adversely with your kinases as inhibitors or your transcription regulators. And there are lots of those in your body. I mean, these proteolytic enzymes that we have, proteomics is a big field, just like genomics was in the past, where we looked at the genomics of the human body. I think in the future, we're going to start looking at metabolomics a lot as well. So just be reassured that when you're using doTERRA products, and that's why I opened up this convention box, because on November 6th in Mesa, here in the Valley of the Sun, there's going to be an opportunity to buy these boxes at the post-convention tour. And I'll be there. We can meet there if you want. And we can talk about oils. And we can help you get your own box of these oils there in Mesa on November 6th in the evening. at the convention center. It's going to be a blast. So I think it's really important that you communicate with me if you need to. So my email address is jlgeiger@oilmd.com. You can find my website, oilmd.com. You can find this video in the near future, James Geiger on YouTube. That's my subscription YouTube channel. And if you want to buy these like right now and you just got to have it, www.mydoterra.com/oilmd. mydoterra.com/oilmd. I'm here for you. Stay in touch. I'll do another video again someday. You're the best. Thanks so much for viewing. Appreciate it so much. Bye-bye.